You've been taught that silence is weakness, that if you don't speak up, you'll be ignored, forgotten, overlooked. But the truth, powerful men understand something deeper. They know what you don't say often speaks louder than what you do. In a world that rewards noise, chaos, and attention-seeking, a man who stays grounded in silence becomes magnetic. He doesn't fight for space. He commands it. He doesn't chase approval. He owns presence. The more you try to be seen, the more you fade. The more you force your words, the more they lose weight. But the man who walks into a room with calm makes people stop, not because of what he says, but because of who he is. Think about the last time you were around someone who didn't say much, but their presence spoke volumes. There's a gravity to that kind of man, a quiet power, and women feel it immediately, because women don't chase loudness. They chase emotional depth. They're drawn to the man who doesn't need validation, the one who can make her feel safe without needing to prove anything. You don't have to convince anyone. You just have to become undeniable. And the more silent you become, the more she listens. If you've ever felt like silence was a disadvantage, keep watching, because this video will show you how silence isn't weakness. It's strategy, it's control, it's power. And in a world full of noise, the man who masters stillness wins. Now, ask yourself, are you ready to be that man? Or are you still trying to be heard? She's not confused, she's observing, and every time you speak too fast, explain too much, or try to prove something, she senses it, because what she's really watching is your center, not your stories, not your jokes, not your opinions. She's watching to see if you're anchored in yourself. And when you overreact, when you try too hard to be liked, when you panic at silence, you show her exactly what you're hiding, that you're not fully grounded. But quiet confidence, it's rare, it's powerful. It's not about saying the right thing. It's about being so sure of yourself that you don't have to say anything at all. She may smile at the loud guy. She may flirt with the one who entertains. But when it's time to trust, when it's time to feel safe, she looks for the one who doesn't flinch, the man who listens more than he speaks, who stays calm when she pulls away, who doesn't get thrown off by emotion, because that man creates a space she doesn't want to leave. Ask yourself, when was the last time your silence created connection? When was the last time she leaned in, not because you chased, but because you didn't? Drop your thoughts in the comments. What's the one quality in a man that builds true trust? Let's hear the real answers from real men. The Stoics were right. Control what you can, let go of what you can't, and above all, master yourself. Masculine power isn't loud, it's not aggressive, it's not reactive, it's restrained, it's measured, it's composed. That's the real edge, the one most men never develop. They try to dominate through noise, through talking over others, through being seen, but the strongest man in the room is the one who can sit in silence while others unravel. He speaks last, moves slow, and when he does act, people feel it because his energy is clean. No need to impress, no need to chase, just presence. Women test you to feel that presence, not to hurt you, not to confuse you, but to see if you can hold yourself even when the emotional winds blow hard. Do you cave? Do you chase clarity? Or do you stay still? Watch this part again if you've ever felt unsteady in conflict, because steadiness is what builds legacy, not dominance, not force. Just a man who can hold still when others can't. That's the masculine edge. That's Stoic power. Presence isn't performance. You don't have to prove yourself. You have to become yourself. The more grounded you are, the more people feel it. Not because you're showing it, but because you're not hiding. When a man has presence, he doesn't chase validation. He doesn't explain why he's worthy. He just is. And that presence, it makes her wonder. It makes her feel. It makes her question her assumptions. He walks into the room and doesn't need to say a word. Yet somehow, all eyes find him. Not because he's loud, but because his energy is undeniable. Women are drawn to that man, not because he plays games, but because he's already won the game within himself. So if you're tired of being overlooked, stop trying to be noticed. Start being still. Be the one who doesn't need to chase, because the ones who don't chase are the ones who get chased. If this hit you, share it. Someone needs to hear it today. And if you're becoming that man, stay right here. There's more waiting for you. There's a moment in every man's life when he stops trying and starts choosing. He stops seeking attention and starts commanding space. He stops asking what went wrong and starts trusting what's right within himself. That moment, it's quiet, it's private, it's internal. But once it happens, everything changes. Women feel it. People feel it. Even the way you breathe feels different. Because now, you're not chasing. You're choosing. You're not begging for connection. You're offering stability. You're not reacting. You're responding with presence. And suddenly she comes back. She texts first. She opens up. She wants to understand you now. Not because you tried harder, but because you stood still. Never forget, real power is magnetic. And magnets don't run. They stay in place. And everything around them adjusts. That's your turning point. Own it. Silence isn't weakness, it's mastery. The man who controls his voice controls his world. When you stop chasing validation, you create space for respect. When you stop reacting, you create presence. When you stop trying to prove, you become the proof. And that's when she feels it, she sees it, she responds to it. Not because you forced it, but because you finally understood this one truth. You were never meant to chase. You were meant to hold, to lead, to ground, to create space where others feel safe. This isn't about playing games. It's about becoming unshakable. So the next time you feel like proving your worth, don't. Stand still, breathe slow, say less, and let your silence speak volumes. If this video shifted something in you, subscribe. We're building a tribe of grounded, powerful men here. No gimmicks, no noise, just clarity, growth, and true masculine energy. And remember, the ones who listen deeply, lead quietly, and leave an impact that never fades.